It's been 3.5 years since we lost AAA. May his soul rest in eternal peace. So I remember just a few months before he met his untimely demise, and we were talking about the sensitive topic of death. A very famous rapper named Takeoff had just been shot dead the previous day. So AAA was a South Sudanese citizen and also a US citizen, but he was living in Kenya at that time. So I told him, Takeoff just took off without as much as a goodbye. Then he smiled, grinned, and chuckled, then replied, "My brother, you have such a dark sense of humor." I remember bonding with him about a lot of stuff. We were together in a rehab, which means we were both addicts, but we bonded over something which I felt he considered much deeper, and that was our sexual experiences. During our conversations, I happened to mention that I had lost my virginity at the age of 19. I didn't think much of it, but his face lit up, his eyes widened, and he smiled. And he said, "I'm glad to know that it's not just me who was late." He felt 19 was a bit too old. Well, I looked at it and I thought it might even be a bit too young, but we bonded over that. I remember he really liked eating samosas. Where he grew up, they were not available. I personally was allowed to go out of rehab twice a week. So whenever I went out, I would bring him some samosas, and he really enjoyed them. I remember him telling me about his plans to move to Dubai and start a business with his cousin. We spoke a lot. I remember him telling me about his ex-girlfriend and how much he misses her, how much he wants to get back with her, how much he regrets the things he did that led to the end of the relationship. He expressed his disappointment with the partners that came after his ex-girlfriend, and he was saying he just needs one chance, one more chance, and he would make things right. At some other times, he would talk about his older sister, and I didn't know what to tell him, so I just listened. His older sister had just passed away a few months before, And for some reason, since he was in rehab, he wasn't allowed to go out and bury his sister. He spoke about it casually, but I could feel the pain he was going through. I could see it. I didn't know how to advise him. I haven't gone through the pain of losing a sister, which are some things I find very hard to deal with when someone mentions going through a problem I've never been through. And I wonder, what do I tell them? But I just offered a listening ear, and he felt quite comfortable talking about it. On a lighter note, he would complain about his younger sister, that his younger sister is the one who brought him to rehab against his will, and she is the one who is standing between him and the end of his time in this rehab. He seemed to take a bit of an offense that, she's the younger sibling, so he should have more say in this than his sister should. And his mother seemed to be listening to the sister more than him. So we talked about that at length. He repeated it so many times it was hurting him. The family had already lost one child in a short period of time, and in less than a year they lost two. It must have been really sad for them. So while in rehab, he had been allowed to get a phone, and his mother would deposit some pocket money into the phone. But somehow he had gotten some connections, so he would order some pharmaceutical pills. To this day, I still don't know which pills, but they were expensive, and they would be thrown over the fence, and he would pick them and take them. He looked very calm once he had the pills. He was very in tune with his emotions that time. I also shared my sad and all other kind of stories with him. When he was high on the pills, he would just come and tell me, brother, don't worry, things will get better. I even remember him telling me, like, if you ever feel like uh, this place is not offering you everything that you would want from it, I can help you get a life in the United States. He was a US citizen who had spent 27 years of his life in the United States. And that was a good offer. I didn't really ask for it. He just offered, but it felt good that someone was willing to go that far for me. So to this day, I have never known the cause of his death. Not because I didn't ask, but because no one wanted to tell me that he was no longer alive. They knew how close we were for the shortest amount of period that we spent with each other. We spent every waking minute and second taking walks and talking about life in front of everybody. It was a world for the two of us, bonding over our traumas, our achievements, and everything else that represents us. I guess the people knew it would break me to learn that is no longer with us. And I remember having dreams days after, weeks after, months after, that he was still alive. That these people who told me he was dead were playing with me. They were playing a joke on me. I would see him. I would talk to him. I would be like, hey, brother, I thought you were gone. I really thought so. I'm glad you're here. Then he would laugh and be like, don't believe anything, everything you hear, my brother. Then I would wake up from my dream and realize, oh no, he's actually gone. He really is. Other time he would appear in my dreams while dead, but in the other world. And he would be like, hey, how you doing, brother, over there on the other side? I would say I'm okay. Says I'm also having fun around here. But I'm scared to talk to the dead. When you talk to the dead, either in real life or in a dream, you might feel like that's going to be the next move. I know I'm going to die at some point, but I'm hoping it's not today or tomorrow, and that I have a few more days to spare. So the cost of his death, I still don't know to this day. The people who witnessed it told me he left. As I told you, he was. I don't know what I told you, but he was planning to move to Dubai to start a business with his cousin. So they told me he left, and that's what I assumed. I was like, why? Why didn't he say goodbye? I didn't even get a chance to get his phone number because while I was living there, I didn't have a phone. So I had not bothered to take his phone number so that I can keep contact with him. But I thought it was okay. I didn't have a problem with it. He's moved on to a better life, better opportunities, and everyone kept it hidden from me until one person was brave enough to bring me to the side and tell me I have some really bad news for you. You know what? Your friend was found unconscious in his bed. That's as far as I got the information. It was a shock. Although the moment he said I have some bad news for you, something kind of clicked. It's like I was expecting it. The cause of death is expected or is suspected to have been an overdose, which I don't, which I can't really rule out because, as I told him, I knew he was taking these pills from outside. If you just take enough of these pills, it's very easy to overdose. But I don't have any actual information from those who found him in the state they found him or the doctors. But anyway, he's gone and he's not coming back. I know he's not going to watch this video and appreciate this, but I'm doing this for me, for the memories we had together and the time we shared. They are moments worth celebrating. Yeah.